What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be playing Minecraft, and I'm going to be showcasing a mod. This is new, so yes, let's get into it. Okay, so this mod is called the More Ores in One on CurseForge, and the credits are, sorry if I say this wrong, Corito Games 20 and the Luigi player. And then this map in the top left is, I'm not sure how to say his name, but XAERO's mini-map in CurseForge, and the creator is XAERO96. Alright, let's get into it. So this is the overworld. And this adds more ores and like tools and stuff. So the first one is the ruby ore. It looks kind of like an emerald, so the first ones in the overworld, they look like emeralds, but the ores themselves, like once they're mined, they look like these. So the first one is ruby, and the ruby sword does 7.5 attack damage. It's 1.6 attack speed, and then the pickaxe is 5.5 attack damage. And the attack speed is 1.2. The ruby axe does quite a bit of damage, and 10.5 damage, and has 0.9 attack speed. That's actually more than the sword. And the shovel does 6 attack damage and has 1 attack speed. The ruby hoe does 1.5 attack damage and 4 attack speed. And there's actually a sickle. I'm not quite sure what this does yet, but it might be like a weapon or something. And this is what the block of ruby looks like. And the ruby helmet gives you 3 armor and 2 toughness. 8 armor and 2 toughness for the ruby chestplate. 6 armor and 2 toughness for the leggings. And then the ruby boots give you 3 armor and 2 armor toughness. And there is also ruby horse armor. So if you want to give your horse ruby horse armor, then you can do that. And once again, this is what the ruby itself looks like, and this is what the ore looks like. And you might see this on the right. This is called experience ore. And if you mine it, it actually gives you ore, and this is normally found, like, I found it once on the side of a mountain, so this is not super hard to find. It does give you like 1.5 levels about per experience ore. So if you want to level up quickly with this mod, you can just look for some experience ore. And now heading on to the sapphire. The sapphire ore looks like emerald, but kind of bluish purple. This is a sapphire by itself. This is a sapphire block. And then the weapons. The sapphire sword does 7.5 attack damage and 1.6 attack speed. The pickaxe does 5.5 attack damage and 1.2 attack speed. And the sapphire axe does 10.5 attack damage, 0.9 attack speed. I think this is mainly the same for each of these. So they do about the same damage, but they're different. So like if you have an abundant amount of ruby or sapphire or cryolite, then you can use that amount. And then the armor is also pretty much the same, and it's just also you can give your horse sapphire armor if you want to. And then the cryolite looks like this. I think it's found in the ice area, and it looks like a blue emerald kinda. And this is what a cryolite block looks like, and this is the cryolite by itself. And actually this does a little bit less damage. So the cryolite sword gives you 6.5 attack damage and 1.6 attack speed. The pickaxe does 4.5 damage and 1.2 attack speed. The cryolite axe gives you 9.5 attack damage and 0.9 attack speed. And the shovel is 5 attack damage and 1 attack speed. And the cryolite hoe is 0.5 attack damage and 4 attack speed. So this is pretty fast, but it does very little amount of damage. And then the armor is different. Like, it doesn't give you, I don't think this gives you toughness at all. But otherwise, it's the same. Like, oh, actually, no. The helmet gives you 3 armor. The chest plate gives you 6. Leggings, 7. And the boots, 3. So it does not give you as much, like, protection compared to the Sapphire and Ruby. Okay, now that we finished the overworld, we can move on to the outer world, or the nether. And in the nether, you get topaz. And I think this looks pretty cool because it's like gold, in my opinion. And the ore itself kind of looks like crystal ore, or not the ore, not crystal ore, but it looks like the crystals, except it's orange. And then this is the nether experience ore. It's pretty much the same, except it has like netherrack on the outside instead of like stone. And this is the block of topaz. This is the topaz by itself. This is the topaz sword, and it does 8 attack damage and 1.5 attack speed. This does 6 attack damage and 1.2 attack speed. 11 attack damage and 0.9 attack speed. So I think actually that the topaz is a little bit more powerful than the overworld, because it just ends up giving you more stuff. Like, it gives you more protection or like more damage if you want to. And it is a little bit harder to find because it's in the nether and you have to build a portal to get to it. So it might be a little bit harder to find, but it does have more power. And the shovel gives you 6.5 attack damage and 1 attack speed. And the topaz hoe gives you 2 attack damage and 4 attack speed. And this is the sickle. Again, I'm not really sure what it does yet. And this is the topaz helmet. It gives you 3 armor and 2.5 armor toughness. The chest plate gives you 8 armor and 2.5 armor toughness. The topaz leggings give you 6 armor and 2.5 armor toughness. And the boots gives you 3 armor and 2.5 armor toughness. So this was the nether and the outer world, which gives you topaz. And now to move on to the end. See, the only problem with these, like, you would have to bring a crafting table with you to the nether, because once you're in the nether you can't really get back out. And so this is like kind of, if you happen to have a crafting table in the nether and you find some amethyst, then you can do that. And this is the amethyst ore, which looks like normal vanilla ores, but it has like the end around it, the end block kind of around it. And this is the block of amethyst and the experience ore. The amethyst sword does 8.5 attack damage and 1.6 attack speed. The pickaxe does 6.5 attack damage and 1.2 attack speed. The axe does 11.5 attack damage and a 0.9 attack speed. So the amethyst axe actually does the most damage. And the amethyst shovel gives you 7 attack damage and 1 attack speed. And the amethyst hoe gives you 2.5 attack damage and 4 attack speed. And then there's the sickle. The helmet actually gives you some knockback resistance, so that might be a little bit useful if you happen to find some in the end. And it gives you 3 armor and 3 armor toughness. The chest plate gives you 8 armor and 3 armor toughness. And and it gives you 1 knockback resistance. I think each of these give you 1 knockback resistance, so it might be a little bit helpful if you're fighting the Ender Dragon and you don't want to get like knocked back too far. And the leggings give you 6 armor and 3 armor toughness. And the amethyst boots give you 3 armor and 3 armor toughness. And then there's the horse armor. I'm not sure why we have it, because I'm not sure if you can bring horses to the nether. If you could, it would be very hard. And then there's the amethyst. Alright, so that was all for today. I hope you liked the video. I know it's a little bit different. And yeah. Alright, see you next time.